Humans and pets. Today we are going to be eating Sewer Boy.
Today we're
have
very
steak,
nervous.
We have buffalo chicken. This is the new, or they're advertising it
Yeah.
often now as a melt. It's toasted with 3 times the cheese. We got both jalapenos on these two, and we're going to be trying it. The steak is the featured one, whatever
Yeah.
it says on the app, and then the buffalo chicken is the one right below the steak. It's not featured, whatever that means, but.
Again, we tried to do this the other day. We were going to do the difference between a regular one and it, but we wanted to compare the steak and cheese to the D'Angelo
Yeah.
steak and cheese we just had. But that being said, we got this. So I'm expecting.
It's a good, like,
I don't know what's
2
in here.
Mr. Turtles. So
I-
it's like
I-
6 inches long.
We bought the foot long,
Yes.
but it comes in a little bag. So I don't know what's in here. We didn't open it. I almost had him open it. You can see he started to. I'm
I
like,
started
let's just
to-
keep it
I
as a
was
surprise.
like, no, don't do it.
So
Let's hope the steak has steak and the chicken is chicken.
we have no idea what we're
That's
gonna
all
get.
we're saying.
We finally found a place, our fifth place
did
that we went
BOGO
to
50.
that did the
This
BOGO
deal,
50.
First one out of like 7 places.
It didn't do our buy one get one free that we have,
But
but
we have
it
BOGO
did do the
50
buy
code.
one get
They gave
50%
it.
off.
It's like a code BOGO50. If
Ah,
you're gonna get it, 50% off.
So I didn't know what this melt was, and I kept saying they must have like a panini
I
press or
haven't
something
seen it,
like
but
that.
by
So
his face, it's either good or bad.
I just snuck a peek. So this,
Okay.
so
That's reasonable. That's reasonable.
and I told him I'm
Okay.
like, "Do you-"
That's what I expected.
I said, "Do you have the right sandwich?" Like it didn't even look like he had a foot long
take this
sandwich,
one.
but it looks
It's
like they
long.
took it and they put it in a panini press. That's what it looks like. We want to just eat this one now.
So yeah, so it's toasted, as you
Yeah.
can see, 3 times the cheese, and we're gonna eat it
you drop it
today.
everywhere. So just
There's onions on this one, peppers, steak, and we got jalapenos on these because
it's
we
go-
like it.
It's
so.
going to be tough to compare it to the
D'Angelo's.
D'Angelo's because it's not just
And
nice
3 times the
soft
cheese.
bread and stuff. But we'll see what we can do.
Well, toasted at Subway's better anyway.
But we've never had a steak and
It's-
cheese
it's
from
just
here
better.
either. So
I like the toasted bread more.
all right, so let's give this a try. This is the steak and cheese, and the only
Smells
thing
good.
we added was jalapenos.
That's it. I was
Okay.
gonna add cucumbers, but I decided not to.
Didn't know that, but there you go.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't measure.
Good chunk of bread.
Would have been a full.
It's about 6 inches per
Okay.
thing. So yes.
Fun fact: Subway got sued once because their foot long was like 11 inches or something. Someone sued them.
Is it 12 now?
I don't know.
Or did they do like Red Bull does and have the disclosure below their ads? Like the it doesn't give you wings type thing?
I don't. I think they settled that one, but I'm not 100% sure.
And not all bread's gonna be the same, right?
Well, if you're baking it, it should.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it. I like Subway's toasted bread
Mhm.
a lot.
I will say, even though it's toasted,
Yeah.
it's not crunchy. It's
No,
soft.
that's why I
it's
like
very
it.
tasty.
They never over
It's
toast
it's
it.
it's this is actually really good. It does have a generous amount of cheese in this one. That was one of our
Yeah,
only complaints
a
about
ton.
D'Angelo's was I don't think they have as much steak though.
No, not at all.
Right.
I think the vegetables and like the peppers and the onions are a lot better in this. The cheese, it's 3 times the cheese as a normal Subway like thing. So that's really good. The toasted, it's lightly toasted. It has a little flakiness, but it's not like the patties at Sonic Killer.
Look, it's still like
it's
really
very
soft.
good.
Yeah, like the bread is still
There's
really
not
good.
as much steak though,
Mm-mm.
at all.
You know, everything you said is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that they actually put a mayonnaise
Yeah.
on this one, where I don't think D'Angelo's had it. D'Angelo's, though, their actual grinder, you gotta go eat your food, buddy, was definitely heftier,
Way bigger.
and it was
And
equally as
tastier.
delicious.
No. The steak was way better quality, I think, at D'Angelo's.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a ton of it. I think That's the best steak and cheese I've had. I'm not a fan of steak, but that was the best steak and cheese I've had. This was close, but it's nowhere close. That one's really good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I liked all their ingredients. I thought and I love the hots. I thought that was like the pepper spread makes a big difference, but you don't get a tenth of the quantity of steak in it. And price wise for the melts it was like
I think $1, $2 more.
I think it was $9 and something, as opposed to like the normal $8 you pay
which
for.
is good because you're getting 3 times cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't like it toasted, I guess don't get a melt. I don't know if you can have a melt without it being toasted. So
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that was part of the thing. But overall, it's a good sandwich. But we basically, because we were going to get a regular buffalo chicken and a melt. But I said,
But they had the steak and cheese,
but
yeah.
let's get the steak and cheese, because again, I finally got him to try it. He's never had a steak and cheese, and he actually liked the D'Angelo one.
yeah, it was really good.
The bread quality, though, it is good bread.
Yeah.
It is very good. But I will have to give the nod to D'Angelo's was a much better grinder altogether.
They just need 3 times cheese.
If they, and you know what? They don't have an app,
They have a website though.
but I bet on the website if you would have put extra cheese, I wonder if
Yeah.
they would have did it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And we'll know that next time. But that was actually really good. I'd have to give the nod to D'Angelo's, because again,
Definitely.
their bread was just phenomenal. But this was actually really good bread too.
Yeah, it was really good.
And even though it looked like it was a panini pressed, and it looked like it was going to be crunchy on the outside, it wasn't. It was still
I'm a
very
big
light.
fan of the toasted bread.
It was very light and soft.
I've never had buffalo chicken from Subway,
Neither have I. That's why we got it.
so we got it today. Yeah, it's tomato, buffalo chicken. It seems like we added jalapenos.
Because we were
You can
looking at a,
You can see it. It's red.
or I should say, I was looking at a buffalo chicken from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I thought we would get this to start us in that route, because I know even way back has a buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
That we
Yes.
haven't tried
And
yet.
we've mentioned it like 7 times.
We haven't tried that
That's
one,
like
and
the
I
next
know
thing we want on
Chili's has one. And there was a few other places, so I was thinking that might be another avenue
We had
could
Chili's
go.
buffalo chicken donut sandwich, whatever that was.
It was a spicy donut, but it wasn't the. They have an actual buffalo chicken.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, no, they have an actual chicken sandwich.
Oh,
Actually,
they
it
do
looked
one,
really
they do
good,
one, right?
and they had like a baby blue chicken sandwich with blue cheese and stuff that looked really good. So I thought maybe if you want to see chili, so I
Yeah.
thought we might have to venture into that route. But let's try the buffalo chicken.
chicken?
This was what we thought. We thought we were getting a buffalo chicken when
And a
we went
regular
to.
chicken, and we're going to compare the melt.
No,
Oh.
when we went to Jersey Mike's. Remember, we thought this was. I thought I was getting a buffalo chicken, but we got like a chicken
We got
salad.
a chicken salad.
Yeah, it was different. So
Um,
that was their new one back then.
Correct.
So
And then D'Angelo's, we got a Southwest
that was actually.
burrito grind. I don't.
I told them
know.
to look at Subway. They didn't have anything like that.
No,
I
it's
said
so
that.
unique.
I said that. That was like one of the coolest sandwiches we ate.
They
because
do have
I've
a
never seen
Southwest Chipotle sauce.
it.
Subway does.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we got to break out
I think-
our Chipotle sauce from Taco Bell.
Yeah,
one
we
day
haven't
to
used
try
it yet.
I haven't tried it yet.
I'm really
I
excited.
haven't had anything that we were gonna put it on yet. But
Yeah.
all right, let's try this one out. See what it tastes like.
Mm-hmm.
Staring right down at a jalapeno.
I got tomato.
I forgot to show, but like you could see how cheesy they do make it. I will give them that. Where they say it's like 3 times the cheese.
It's very cheesy.
It definitely has a nice, both of them.
I think Subway cheese amount is too little.
I didn't realize it was an actual tomato.
This would be great if we also got the double protein.
Yes, because you
with
can.
it.
It's like
but
three-
that would also be $2, $3 more.
Yeah, I think it's $3 more for
So-
double protein.
This is like $8, right?
Yeah, I
8
think,
or
it was,
9
I think it was
bucks.
$9 for it. What do you think of this one?
It's not as good. And I never thought I'd say that with a
He's so would if you offer him chicken or steak, he will not eat steak.
not a fan.
Not even a little bit. That's why I was waiting for him. This is actually good. It's not a bad sandwich,
It's not great though for me.
but it's not. It's not the. It's like the buffalo sauce
It's very sad.
is kind of. It's not like the straight like a Frank's Red Hot. It's more like if you get a
It's
wing
like the
sauce.
wing sauce.
So it's not as spicy and it's more
Steaky, like
a
clumpy.
Yeah, like
loopy.
a thicker.
Yeah.
Like almost like it has something else in it that's already like you put on the wing. The chicken's done nice though. The chicken's good. It's not dry.
Yeah.
It's tasty. I think it's funny that they put a tomato in there.
Yeah,
Which I'm not sure about the concept of that, but
I'm not a fan of that.
this might have been better too if they threw like bacon in it, like a bacon. You know what I mean? So you'd have bacon in the chicken. But this is not a bad
They
sandwich.
have a bacon cheddar ranch melt.
Oh, really?
They do. So that would probably be better for me.
I wanted to see if he said, because this one's not a bad one. Like if someone handed me this, I would eat this, and I am eating it, and I'm actually not enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
My double negative that I've been doing lately, I don't know why. But you wouldn't like the good, but
They're good?
it's good.
Yeah.
But the steak one had a lot more flavor.
Yeah, this is kind
It's
of.
a lot tastier.
I love their bread, and the bread is better than everything in here. So for that, I'm out.
You know what it is too? The chicken is tasty,
But, it's
but there's
boring.
no seasoning on it at
No.
all.
It's just
At
like
all.
clumps of meat.
And it's tasty clumps of meat.
Mhm.
And this is something that your special guest would like because
Well, without the buffalo sauce.
maybe she wouldn't eat it with the buffalo sauce. But the chicken itself, like if you don't have, like I just pulled out a piece of chicken like this, and if you get rid of the buffalo sauce that's on it, it just tastes like a baked chicken or a boiled chicken, but you didn't put anything on it. There's no salt, there's no pepper, there's no seasoning
No.
whatsoever on it. And again, when we eat anything, and his mother hates it, like I season everything. If I don't put a sauce on it, I usually put a shaker of some sort on it. I like my food
Some seasoning.
to have some kind of a flavor.
And
And
I'm a big fan of garlic.
we have multiple seasonings, so we change it. So like I can have steak 3 days in a row, but it's not going to taste the same because you can put Montreal one day, or you
Yeah.
can put the Cajun one day and stuff. So it changes up the flavor of it.
So
Yeah.
we eat pork chops for like a week straight. Or we eat chili for a month straight one time.
Yeah, but when I do
We made,
pork
like,
chops, if we
yeah.
do pork chops, I'll season them all up differently. So it's not just a big pile of barbecue pork chops.
Mm-hmm.
Each one will have a different seasoning, so they all taste different. And again, not that this is bad. This is actually very.
It's
the
really
chicken
good.
is cooked very
Yeah.
well. It's very tender
Oh
and
yeah,
juicy.
definitely. But it's kind of boring.
But when you get it without the hot sauce,
The
It
hot
just
sauce
tastes like
is
plain
like
chicken.
the point of it, right? No. The sauce is okay. Not the best buffalo sauce I've had. Not a
No.
fan of tomatoes. Cheese is great with the jalapenos. I like the jalapenos. But
I mean, overall, it's
the
not.
sauce, it's not the best. It's not bad, but it's not the best. And the chicken, it's kind of boring without the sauce. So if you have a not the best sauce with the chicken, it's like a mediocre.
But I want it stressed.
The best thing on here is the bread, and I love their bread. So
It was a good sandwich.
yes, I'd eat it again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So even though if we didn't eat the steak one right, come on, you can come say hi.
We would
If
say
we
it's
didn't eat the
pretty good.
steak one right before we ate the chicken one, maybe we wouldn't be.
No.
It was still the same.
Yeah,
It was still the
yeah,
same.
still the same.
I'll agree with you because, like he said, it was good though,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. I don't
Yeah.
know if I would order it again.
I mean, you might if you're gonna add tomato to like a buffalo chicken grinder, you might as well just add grapes because it's just.
I will
it's
say
kind
I
of-
didn't hate the melt. When
No, I like
he
the
came
melt.
walking out of the store,
I was very concerned.
I almost sent him back in and said, "You got the wrong order." because it came.
The size of the bag looked
Yeah.
like they packaged like a cookie in it,
It
and
didn't
not
even,
a grinder.
It didn't even look like he had a 6-inch grinder. And
Because it was all folded up,
Yeah.
so it looked like it was a cookie.
I thought he got the wrong order. I really did.
Me too.
And
I even asked the guy. I was like, "These are the two: the steak melt and the buffalo chicken melt." And he's like, "Yep, that's all it." And I'm like, "Okay, have a good day, thank
but
you."
again, they were a lot smaller too because
Yeah.
they were in like a panini press. You could see the
Yes.
lines on them and stuff like that. So it did do it.
I love their toasted bread.
I will say-
love their bread to
Yeah.
begin with.
And again, I will go back with that. And it's funny because they actually got shut down. What was it, overseas, because their bread had too many ingredients. It was more cake than bread.
Like some.
Like it was some overseas.
right? It
Some
was
places
the
had their
yeast.
share of challenges.
I think it was. I don't know.
We almost did the because they were getting sued because their tuna
Yeah, we're gonna
had
do the
no
tuna.
tuna in it. So when they were doing that months ago,
We were
I
gonna
was
hop on
gonna
it
jump
and-
on and buy tuna fish and be like, "Yep, tastes like fish." Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
Again, but we didn't end up going there
No.
and getting it. But they have a tuna melt too. That's what made me think of it.
Yeah,
They
they
had
have
a ham
tuna
and
melt.
cheese melt,
Yep.
a tuna melt, and
They-
a steak
they
and
have,
cheese.
They have 8 melts.
With their
Or
features.
9
Those
melts.
were their
11
feature
melts.
though. It was
Yes.
tuna, ham and cheese, and this one, the steak one.
Yes, and then they also have, like I said, the chicken bacon ranch.
The BMT, I saw that as one
Yep,
of them too.
The Italian one.
Yeah. The hot Italian one too. I think they had one. They
I
have,
think
a,
so.
they have a
good
handful.
amount.
of them.
Meatball, I believe there was a meatball
There
melt.
was a meatball marinara, if I remember correctly. I will recommend
Highly
any one of the
recommend
melts.
well, the ones that we tried, definitely, because we've never tried any of the other
That's
melts.
what I mean. Any one of these two, I would
Yeah.
recommend
Oh, yeah.
you try either one of them. They are, I think, like $2 or $3 more for the melt.
Yes,
But they do say they give you twice the amount of cheese.
3 times.
Three times the amount of cheese.
And it's toasted. Toasted, I don't think costs extra money. You're just like, I want it toasted.
I don't know. We
You
don't
walk
know.
in, you're like, toasted please, and you're like, okay, and they just stick the bread in for 5 seconds. So I'm pretty sure you
I don't
have
know.
to
I've
pay
never-
extra
I've
for
never
them to
tried.
heat up your bread.
Yeah.
That would be evil if they did.
Right.
Because to get warm bread, you gotta pay extra. But
I will say it was.
I can't tell if it's 3 times, but it was definitely
It was.
way more than the normal Subway grinder.
It was way more than the D'Angelo's cheese too. 'Cause that
Correct.
one could have
Yeah.
used more cheese. That
Definitely.
was the
The
only
steak and cheese. only
only
downside.
downside
This
we
one
said
was
on
the
that
meat.
one. But and honestly, it goes back to two. I've ranted about this before.
Yeah.
Again, this was just under $10 for a grinder, and I don't mind spending that when you get a foot-long grinder, which we
Yeah.
did. Even though it got panini
Even though it was
squished and
kinda
stuff like
scary,
that, right?
in
It
the
was
back.
scary when he came out because I'm like,
I
oh
was
boy, here we
terrified
go.
because I could see his face.
Yeah.
And he was just like,
It didn't. He's not lying. It didn't even look like it was the
Yeah.
size of his plate. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Do you have the right order?" Are
and the
you
place
sure?"
must have had like 6 fans, ceiling fans. Like they were
right.
so close, they were about to hit each other in
Yeah.
the ceiling. I don't know.
Well, restaurants get hot.
but
I told
normally you don't
that,
have
dude.
like 60 ceiling fans.
Well, they have nobody in the. Nobody's dining in it anyways right now. so.
But ceiling fans, they're
Yeah.
not like fans on the wall or whatever. So I was kind of confused, but it worked out.
no, and it ended
Yeah,
up being
it's
good.
hot where we are today. Hot for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot for
Some
the
people
whole
will
week.
be like, "This is cool,"
Yeah.
if you live in the sun.
Mm.
But
So, but there you go. There is our. We tried to do this yesterday, I believe it was, and we couldn't find a Subway. We finally found on like our 5th try that someone who was actually doing the buy one get
Get
one at
one.
half price.
yeah,
Uh,
I got 8th try.
and I really wanted to try these melts because they've
Yeah.
been talking about get it as a melt, and it was a couple dollars more. So I'm glad we did.
I'm very glad.
And I will say again, because you've said it before, where he always said he wasn't a fan of Subway, but if I'm going to compare this to
Subway
say,
makes the best salads.
well, if I'm going to compare it to like Jimmy John's or any of that, at least you're
Yeah.
getting a foot long for the
Yes.
$10 as opposed to a 6-inch grinder
And
for $10.
the quality might not be the best, but it tastes.
See, I thought they
it
were
tastes
both good.
good.
Thought they were both
but
good.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I will
Subway
say
fresh is
I've always liked Subways
So-
like the BMT, and you liked it when we had it.
Yeah,
that
I
one
liked it a
time.
lot as well.
When you get like the
It's
the
nowhere
Italian,
close to the best. I think D'Angelo's was way better.
Well, we never get
I
it.
think-
We didn't get Italian there.
Correct, but their
So-
subs.
No,
just
they-
in
no.
general. I think they beat them definitely.
Grilled.
The
Definitely.
place we go to is still the best. which we would like to do a review on.
But they don't do it grilled either, though.
No, but I'm just talking.
That's an
I'm
Italian
just
grinder,
talking
though.
about
Yeah.
subs.
Yeah.
Which sub place is the best?
Yeah.
This is not
Money.
the best.
I mean, at least here you're getting a foot long
Oh, yeah, definitely.
sandwich for under $10.
Yes.
As opposed to, and that was my only gripe because when we went to Jimmy John's, they were actually delicious.
Yeah, it was really good.
But it was a 6-inch grinder.
Yeah.
And same thing with.
And the one thing I would like to talk about is that they cut it in half and then they stacked it like that. So you had salad and lettuce and like the sauces, and then you had the meat. So you weren't getting a bite of everything. You were just getting a bite of the salad or the meat.
Oh, and then Jimmy John's you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was the other one that we
Jersey
actually,
Mike's?
Jersey Mike's when we went to
We went
them
there a
too.
few times.
That one was actually really
I think.
good too. But you only got a 6-inch grinder. But that was like
Correct, but it
$10
was
for
really
a
good.
6-inch. But it was good.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess it depends on how hungry you are.
We went to
Usually,
Firehouse Subs as well.
Yeah, and that one
That one was a 6-inch. Not.
But-
It wasn't very impressive either.
No, that was just that one wasn't close to us though. I had high
Yeah.
hopes for that one. That one kind of disappointed me a little bit.
Yeah, but
if they come
some
up
of
with
the
something
money
new-
does go to fire.
If they come up with something new,
things,
we'll
so.
try them again. But
Yeah.
the ones that we had, I was kind of like, you know, it wasn't like,
They were
oh, I can't wait.
mediocre subs.
Yeah. So there you go. Well, there you go. There's the Subway review, and I'm glad we finally
Yes.
found one because I was about to write Subway off and say we're done with them because we couldn't find anything. None of them. And still, I looked today, and I went to 4 stores closest to us, and all of them weren't participating in the buy one get one 50% off deal that they advertise all over everything, and none of them even offered the steak and cheese.
And tell us if you can hear the noise. We have air conditioners running.
Oh,
I
didn't
want to
even-
know if you
yeah,
can hear
I didn't
that.
even think of that, but yeah, it's hot up here. It's even hot up here because I didn't turn it up on up here. This room's always hot
Yeah.
anyway. So,
But
okay,
it looks cool. Look, we have like the hidden thing right there, the little like bloop, and then we have this, and then we have the table, and we have my dog, Mr. Turtle.
yeah, he's
It's great up here at
so,
the blank wall.
There you go. So there is the steak and cheese and the buffalo chicken. I recommend both of them.
Oh, yes.
Either one of them. A lot of people that like the buffalo flavor but don't really like a hotness to it, you'll like that one. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
not uber hot or anything like that. But they were both good sandwiches.
Yep, the jalapenos were good.
I will say, if I remember D'Angelo's, the one thing I really liked about it is the steak
The
and
steak
everything
was
had
really
a nice
good.
seasoning on it.
And had the peppers and
the
onion
chicken,
flavor.
the chipotle chicken with the.
That
it
was
wasn't
really
only the
good.
corn salsa and
The
stuff.
corn salsa
the
was
chicken
good.
itself was
Yeah,
very
they had the
nicely
ranch,
seasoned.
they
Yeah,
had
it was
the-
very nicely seasoned.
Everything, even though it sounded so wacky,
yeah, it
with
was.
the charred corn and stuff, it was excellent.
Oh, speaking of that, we were supposed to go somewhere else today.
We're
but
supposed to go somewhere else today?
Right.
Where were we supposed to go?
I wanted it to compare to burritos. We could,
Oh,
we could have did the
the
thing. I forgot because it was Mo
burritos.
Monday. Mo's
yeah,
Monday.
You're right.
But that's okay. So
we
I-
might be getting a little Caesar's bread soon.
That he's pushing me on that one. So there you go. Stay tuned for further episodes.
Yes, even though we mentioned
and,
that before.
Yeah, we'll see what we can find. But this was good. And if you have not tried their melts, would you say it's worth the extra couple of dollars? If you like a toasted,
Hands
one,
down.
Yeah.
If you don't like it
if you
toasted,
like extra cheese,
just don't get it because it's toasted. I
Yeah.
don't think there's a way to change it from toasted. I'm sure you can ask the guy, can I have a melt not toasted if you're in person, but through the
If you want
app,
to
I
see
don't
it,
think it's possible.
if you want to see it too in the future, we can always go back and try to get, like say the BMT,
Yes.
and the BMT as a melt, and then we can directly compare
Yes.
them. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Which I would like to do.
They have a couple that are out on both menus.
And
so,
we might even go. I want to go back to try
And-
the more melts. So
yeah, so maybe we'll
because
try
these were really good.
a regular one versus a melt one and see which one is better. So if you want to see that, leave a comment down below. And if you don't want to see that, you better leave a comment down below because I think I just enticed them into a future meal.
Well, I wanted to do it anyways.
yeah,
I want to
we were
try
going to
more
do it
melts.
today, but I kind of wanted
Steak
to try
and
the
cheese.
steak and cheese because he's had one and he kind of liked it. And actually, you know what? We were at Jersey Mike's and he had the portobello mushroom one,
Portobello mushroom one.
which he actually liked, and it tasted just like a steak and cheese with
But
no steak.
I wasn't a fan of.
But it was good.
I liked it a lot.
That was actually good.
Yeah, I just.
That was actually good.
It was good. I don't like mushrooms.
But having no steak, it tasted like a steak and cheese. It had all that flavor.
did.
They seasoned that up nice.
Yeah,
that was
they did.
actually really good.
I don't think it was as good as D'Angelo's or this one.
No,
I think this one was better.
and I have a friend of mine that recommended 2 subs. One of them D'Angelo's, and one of them a local place
Oh,
near
yes,
his
yes,
work.
yes,
So
yes.
we might actually do that one too, because we did have such good luck with the D'Angelo's
Really good
one.
luck.
So Eric, stay tuned. We may be doing yours because they both sound delicious anyway. So we'll see. We'll
Yep.
take that into consideration. But that being said,
We got
this is
some
the
Thai food suggestions.
and I appreciate all the suggestions. And now what we're trying to do is narrow down. Like, I have a couple friends of mine that love Thai food. So I'm going to try to find out where their favorite places are so that at least I have a reference. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a ton of Thai restaurants. I didn't
Ton.
realize it. Again, we've
I
never
never
ate
see
Thai.
them.
So, and I know my buddy
We
John
don't- I
had
don't
an
go outside
episode.
that often.
It's a funny story we could tell. It's probably not funny if you're eating right now, but
Jim?
You.
Me.
Same scenario about what John had said about this.
Oh,
we're
I
not
went
sure
to
if
some
Ryan's
place-
not allergic to the
I think
MSG.
I think it's closed
You're
now.
talking over me over here.
I'm sorry. We went to a place. I think it's closed now. It's for my birthday. I
But
went
it
out
wasn't
with
only
three of my
that.
friends. Well, one of my friends and their parents, right?
Yeah.
And we went and we ate, and I ate, and it was
Long
good.
story short,
I threw up after.
he got sick
Oh.
about an hour later. And we've gotten Chinese food at other places since then. He got sick an hour later. He's eating a Progresso soup. He got sick an hour later.
Yeah.
And it didn't dawn on me until after all these episodes. They all had MSG. And
Oh.
I don't know if maybe he's allergic to it or
Yeah.
it was because he was younger and he didn't like something about it. It could have absolutely
So
nothing to
now
do with
I
it.
think of steak. I think of not so tasty.
This is why he
and then
doesn't
I
eat-
think
yeah.
of soup. I think
He
of.
won't eat it.
I will.
But you
I'll
wouldn't.
eat steak as well, and I'll go eat anything.
And he keeps saying he wants
But,
to try.
I want to try everything.
Right.
Anyways, but soup, I just think, oh, this one time
Gonna
it
get
wasn't
me
the
sick.
best.
And he loved it. It was an Italian
It was
wedding
the
Progresso
best
soup.
soup
It was
I've ever
actually really
had.
good.
It was the best soup I've ever had.
So we-
except the chilled soup. I had a chilled soup
Yeah.
once.
He-
It was like I don't even know what it was called. It was a fancy name. I didn't
It's
remember
like
it.
gazpacho or something.
It
Like
was
that. It was on a
really good.
cruise.
It had
was
like
good. It was cherry. It was cherry.
and it was-
Yeah.
and it
It was good. But
It
anyway,
was-
so
it was
he
good.
hasn't eaten Chinese food since. So
Correct.
even the Thai food, like
I'm excited for the
I make
night.
a lo mein that
It's
looks
really
like lo
good.
mein, and he likes it when I make it with hot dogs, which sounds funny, but
I
we
love
eat
hot dogs.
Yeah, so I'll make it, and it looks like the Chinese food, and I've had other friends of mine that have eaten it and like it better because it's not as salty and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But long story short, he ate that and he's fine,
Yeah.
and it has all the same flavors. But
Exactly.
I don't use MSG.
MSG.
So I don't even
know
know
if
what MSG is.
I'm pretty sure it's like a sugar alternative.
So the only
right?
thing that's kind
it's
of
like a different type of sweet.
I'm not sure, but the only thing that's throwing us off of the I don't know if Ty uses it. I don't know
No,
if he'll
I'm
have
excited.
a reaction. So
I'll throw up.
we are going to try it, and
That
we're
would
gonna,
be fun.
we'll see what happens.
Not on review. I won't do that.
No, it took him a while. It was like an hour later. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
he went from perfectly fine to sick. So
And it's probably a coincidence because when I
And
was
it could
younger,
be.
I would get sick every month.
it could be.
And I got sick twice on Get Outside and Play Day.
Yeah, we gotta
so you're
s-
trying to watch TV while you're sick, and you're
We-
like, oh, I'm
we gotta
sick,
talk about-
and I can't do anything because I'm sick.
We're talking about
And
food
then-
reviews and getting
then-
sick at the same
And then,
time.
like, the TV, it's like, oh, I forget what channel. It might be Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or Disney or one of
It was
them.
Noggin. I think it was Noggin. They used to do the go out and play day.
No.
That was the kid show. Noggin. I think so.
No, not the kids' show. This TV
That
show.
was the name of the
It was
channel.
Cartoon Network.
That was
And
Noggin.
so I would sit there, and then I would be sick, and they'd be like, "Go outside and play day. We want to show shows for an hour or something stupid." And I was like, "No, because I don't want to go outside because I'm sick." So I would go watch Lemonade Mouth.
There you go. One of your favorite shows.
Really good movie.
All right, so now that we've babbled on
Classic.
about history and story and
I
talked
watched
about
it
throwing
not too
up after
long
we
ago.
just ate, we that's kind of the reasoning behind trying to go and the fear of trying to go.
I'm
so,
not scared.
But there you go. So thank you for your suggestions. Keep them coming because we are going to look and I'm going to try to find like people's favorite places in our general area,
Yeah.
and hopefully there's that same meal at all three or two, or even if we only get two, and try to get it so that we can compare and like who's got a better meal. But thank you again for your suggestions, and I'm pointing. Yeah, it's something new I'm doing. I don't know. It's funny if I go back and I watch something like some phrases I say,
Pointing
and I'm
is
like, why do I keep
intimidating.
saying that? Like I don't say it in real life, but I get on here and I'm like, oh, so there you have it. Or whatever my phrase is. I catch myself and I'm like, why do I keep saying that? I got to stop it. But
I'm just wacky.
there you go. He's wagging. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So, that being said, is one of the phrases I never say, but I say it every video now.
That's the
There
review.
you go. That's the review. Again, keep the
I hope y'all
suggestions
liked
coming.
it.
And this was very good.
Yes.
I do recommend, if you haven't tried a melt from Subway, go back and get it. And stay tuned, and we'll hope you enjoyed the video.
Watch more and
There you go.
subscribe.
And subscribe.